Dealing with constant changes, not easy. Letting go of my inner perfectionist, not easy. But crossing a few things off my financial to-do list, surprisingly simple.
Regions' tools and advice make it easy to manage your money. From podcasts and webinars to budget and savings calculators, we'll help you find your financial comfort zone.
Those few little financial tweaks have made a big difference.
Check off some financial to-dos at regions.com/bravethebeginning. Regions Bank, member FDIC.
Broadcasting live from the Subaru of Gwinnett studio inside the Sonesta Gwinnett Place Atlanta Hotel. It's time for Gwinnett Business Radio. Gwinnett Business Radio is presented by Regions Bank. Brave the beginning. Member FDIC.
And hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Subaru of Gwinnett studio and Gwinnett Business Radio. We are broadcasting from the beautiful Sonesta Gwinnett Place Atlanta Hotel. Mike Salmond alongside Stephen Julian. And Stephen,
yes,
did you notice anything different there in the open?
What a fantastic new opening we have. It only took 8 years.
8 years, we finally changed the music.
About 3 years overdue. Not that I didn't like our old music, but it was ready. It was ready to be refreshed.
Yes.
And what a refreshing new
Well,
opening.
we figured if we're going to do a facelift, let's go ahead and do it right now, because the exciting news is Regions Bank has come on board as a partner of Business RadioX.
If you're going to refresh, get the right underwriter to help you refresh. And
Absolutely.
That's what we got.
We are excited about what's going on here. Big news coming out. The official announcement hasn't come out yet.
We just
Hopefully
did.
soon,
You just did it.
But it's not official.
It's not official. This is the unofficial scoop
This is
of the
unofficial.
official news that will officially be released officially sometime later.
This is just rumor and innuendo.
Ooh,
Yes.
rumor and innuendo. I like that. Shout out to Conrad and Bruce Pritchard on their podcast. Anyway, sorry. I like that. Rumor and innuendo.
There you go.
Nice phrase.
Looking forward to a great show today, and of course the start of a great partnership with Regions Bank, and to kind of help celebrate the moment, even though it hasn't officially started.
Right. We got that.
Yeah. J.D. Mealor is here. He's the North Georgia Market Executive with Regions Bank. Also, Luke Jeraci is here, and he's with US Health.
Yeah, we got two great guests.
Two great businesses that are doing very well, both doing a lot of business here in Gwinnett County. So
I can't think of a better reason to have them on the air than that.
absolutely.
So let's talk to them.
Let's start with J.D. Welcome to the program. Welcome to the shenanigans.
Yeah, nice to be here.
You have no idea what you got yourself into.
We've locked the door, JD. You can't escape.
Yeah, I don't think I can get out. I mean, that intro is like you're a NASCAR driver and you got to run down all your sponsors.
That wasn't too bad. It was just Regions. Well, I mentioned Sonesta and Peru, but
we love the Regions for sure. Thank you.
We do love the Regions, and we thank you for joining us. And I think most people are familiar with Regions Bank. What I love about it, being a UGA guy, is you guys are kind of an SEC country, and I know you've got some partnerships with the SEC, which is really cool. But for those that are not familiar with Regions Bank, shed a little light about what you guys do.
Yeah, what a great intro. Because we do sort of align well with the SEC. We're based in Birmingham, Alabama. We're a super regional bank. We have branches all across really the SEC footprint. So, we do really well in serving consumers through our branch network, and then we're growing rapidly in our commercial area. And hey, look, it's always nice to watch SEC Network, and at some point the Regions logo is going to be up there, and it's offset pretty nice because our green isn't like any other color. It goes well with the red and black too.
I like it. So, JD, you talked about the super regional footprint, but let's focus just for a second on Gwinnett because that's kind of your area of expertise. Those that live here in Gwinnett have noticed, even in the midst of these unprecedented times, which I hate using that phrase because I think it's getting overused in 2020, but some new branches. So there is growth happening for Regions in Gwinnett. Talk a little bit about that and how you guys specifically look to serve Gwinnett.
Yeah, what a great question. And Gwinnett is very important to us for a variety of reasons. And the reason that any bank right now is going to make investments in real estate and branches is because there's an opportunity unlike any other. You think about, so we look at Gwinnett not purely, but primarily through the market opportunity. It's a $19 billion deposit market. I mean,
wow.
What that means is consumers, households, businesses, all the deposits that are held at branches of all banks in Gwinnett County equal $19 billion. And of that $19 billion, I'll just suffice it to say that we'd like to have more of it. We get that information, by the way, it's public, FDIC gov. So we look at it, and even through the unprecedented times, you got to have a place for clients to go. Banking is still very much especially across Northeast Georgia, including Gwinnett, sometimes people say, hey, I got to go to the main office because they think they're going to get something different from the main office than they do a branch. Well, every one of our branches is equivalent to a main office. We have people that are authorized to make a variety of, banking decisions and help. So most recently we've added Sugar Hill, which is a great location.
Yep.
A very consumer-driven location right there on 20. We really like that location. It's eye-catching when you drive by in the evening with our green. We've added one over off Peachtree Industrial Boulevard in Swanee that's a really nice, sort of redo. And then we have a new one that's come online recently in the Hamilton Mill area, all of which are, sort of consumer markets for us.
And I want to jump on something you're talking about here as you're talking about branches. It's no secret in the last few years in the world of banking, as in many other areas of commerce, it's kind of been the push to online, brick and mortar's dying. Who cares about locations? There's a place for physical locations as a bank, because I think some of your maybe unworthy competitors are backing away from physical space. So why is that so important to regions? Not to the detriment of online. I know you guys can do all the online stuff, but talk a little bit more about why having a physical space is so important as a bank.
Yeah, that's a great question. I appreciate the way you ask it as well, because what we're trying to do is balance a personal delivery with real estate assets in a community where we make investments with jam-up technology. Because what we have to do as a bank is we've got to be able to provide all of our services across generational, mindsets. So, my daughter, who's at UGA, by the way, she's a proud Regions customer, and she uses her app. She uses ATM. I send something to her. She goes by the bank to get it. She doesn't go in there to transact business. She just knows that my buddy that's over there, Jim Jones, she goes and sees Jim, and he has something for her. That's her experience with a branch. However, my parents, who are in their early 70s, when they need something from a bank, they go down to the branch, and that's what they do. So we're really embracing a generational banking approach. And at the end of the day, we still believe that our kind culture at Regions Bank comes through when you sit down across from someone and they can look at you. And we were talking this before we went on air, listening is such an important quality in today's business and finance world that technology may be cool, but someone that can listen well and provide advice, you can only get that at a branch. So we're going to continue to add branches. I believe, here in Gwinnett. We have some really nice opportunities to do that. And if we can, I think we're really set to execute on all, let's just say all mediums. We got a great, and our folks in these branches around here are excellent.
Yeah. Mike, JD didn't ask me to say this, but I'm going to give an unsolicited testimonial. And you know that my testimonials are worth at least 2 cents, right?
I'll give you a nickel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's an upgrade. If anybody listening to this show thinks that all banks are the same, just listen to that last answer, rewind the podcast and listen to that. That is not what you hear from a lot of different banks.
Well, JD mentioned a couple things that I caught on. And one is, the technology is there, but it still comes down to people. And you talked about that. But you also mentioned the word culture. And what I find about Regions is even though you have all the products of all the big banks out there, and I consider you guys a big bank, by the way, but you have everything. You still have that small community feel when you walk inside.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking about Kathy Haywood, our branch manager over in Duluth, right there at Satellite and Old Peachtree, real close to Jim and Nick's. When you walk in to her branch, either she or Miss Clarice, they're going to welcome you. They're going to know who you are. And so if I'm in that branch and I'm sitting in one of the, the back corner office or whatever, I'm doing my work, the folks are welcomed by their name. That's what people want when they walk into a branch, And you
can't just do that, right? That doesn't just happen.
No.
That's where the culture comes. I'm sorry to interrupt.
That's right. And the culture, I think it comes across. I hope that it comes across. And I used this word a moment ago. Is kindness. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you what. I don't know if you guys agree, but in 2020 America, we could all use a little more kindness.
Amen.
And
you're gonna hit that bell.
Yeah.
My hope is that from anyone that has a banking need, whether they're a current Regions customer or would like to try us out, is that they go see any of our branches and the branch managers and our wonderful associates there, and that they're received with kindness, because that's truly, it brightens my day. After COVID hit and we didn't see each other for a long time, the first stop I made was to Kathy's branch, because I wanted to see the folks that I work with, and it was welcoming and kind.
Yeah. So we've talked a little bit about the buildings. We've talked a little bit about business. But I know another thing that kind of sets Regions apart is how you engage in the community. And all financial institutions engage in the community, right? I mean, that's the whole part of the business. Yeah. So again, let me ask it couch it in the terms of how is Regions maybe just a little bit different, kind of brings their own unique green color to the engaging in the community.
Yeah, again, appreciate the question. My perspective is unique, I believe, because I spent 12 years at a much larger bank prior to joining Regions. And our process to engage the community is dramatically different. And what I mean by that is that we have, like, for example, one of the roles that I have at the bank, as you mentioned in the introduction, is market executive. So what that means is that I lead our team to engage in the market, in the community. And predominantly, any decisions for what our team resources go to are made by a group of people that are in that community. We're not so a couple things. For example, Gwinnett County Public Schools Foundation, we made a contribution to them recently to help put computers in the hands of students that needed them during COVID. I didn't have to go far to get that approved. I mean, we have children in our community that need help.
Yeah,
let's help them. But furthermore, we really encourage our associates to use their time, and sometimes what we would otherwise consider bank time, but they get time from the bank to go serve the community. One of my commercial bankers over in Duluth, he's a product of Gwinnett County Public Schools. Ryan Jones goes to church up in Hamilton Mill, and he runs their food bank. Now, does Regions have anything to do directly with the food bank at this point? No. But does Ryan's, service there too represent us in a good light? It absolutely does. And so when we get out there and we start doing things, for example, with Infinite Energy Arena and Center, we're the official bank over there. I hope everybody's seen our logo on the 85 sign. But because we can interact with you guys, interact with Luke or Infinite Energy Arena, if there's someone in need, and we can say, hey, Ryan runs food bank, that's the type of stuff that I think that we do well across our footprint.
Wow, you're connecting people, you're connecting good things, and speaking of good things, we can always use stories that are positive. And in this turbulent times and all the turmoil in society, in banking, and in the financial area, everything that's happened in 2020. We're pro-business here at Business Radio X. So share maybe a positive story that you remember that you can take out of 2020.
Yeah, man, I like that question because that's a little bragging time. We can put it up on the bragging board.
We'll sit back and relax here. Let you take it.
Yeah, it has been challenging, and we talk about being personal, being in front of everybody, but then we were in a point in time this year where you weren't allowed to be personal and in front of people, and it changed how we did business a little bit. But more importantly, an example of some success that we've had locally is relationships matter, right? Who you do business with matters. So one of the bankers on my team, a commercial banker, throughout COVID, was able to deepen some prospective relationships, and these are commercial customers across various industries, medical, manufacturing, retail services, and because of this kind culture that I mentioned, because of personal relationship, 4 specific commercial customers moved their entire relationship to Regions during COVID. So not only is it very difficult to move commercial relationships, to do it electronically with e-sig and all these other e-signature and all these other things. And so I'm just thinking about these 4 examples of these customers. Those 4 customers combined had over 120 years at the banks that they left.
Wow.
I know them all. I know the numbers. There was one of those companies alone had 40 years at their previous bank. Why would you change? Kind culture, great people. Hey, all banks are going to have checking accounts, loans, credit cards. We all have those products. It's how do we deliver them? We deliver them by engaging. For my team, we have a couple of mantras: never sell on the first call and never call alone. I may be a decent banker, but if I bring one of my partners in the office with me, we're gonna listen more. We're gonna have more advice. So I think that's a really compelling, positive story coming out of COVID.
And what I love is it wasn't a campaign. It wasn't a COVID campaign. That just was a natural outgrowth of what he or she had already been doing in their work. But the unprecedented time, by the way, you say it better than I do, but the unprecedented time of this year caused that relationship to come to fruition in the terms of business. So fantastic.
Yeah, and congratulations on all of that. Well, we're excited about the partnership that we have started with Regions and Business RadioX. And JD, I can already tell you're going to be a natural. Regions is going to be launching a monthly radio show and podcast that not only will originate from Business RadioX, but it'll be on Apple iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify. It's going to be all over the place. You're going to be the host of that show.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit what you know so far of what we can expect.
I'd say that we're just going to hold on to everything for a big, big surprise.
Make it official.
Once we get some official announcement and, I can assure you we're going to have a great guest lineup, and we're going to have compelling conversations and tell some great stories.
But this just follows the mantra that you've talked about, just being visible in the community. I mean, this is a very visible way because you're going to be. Well, again, I can't give away too much of the information now. I guess I've put myself in a corner. But it just kind of follows your ideology of being part of the community. Yeah. And developing relationships.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, if nobody knows we're here, then how do we get to build those relationships, right? I mean, remember, $19 billion in deposits.
Some tells me that number's at the front.
It's in the forefront of my mind. We and
as the North Georgia market executive, of course it is.
I got to know that.
Yeah,
stuff,
absolutely.
Absolutely. Hey, there's a scoreboard somewhere, right? And I'm going to watch the scoreboard.
Yep.
I love it.
Well, JD, we appreciate everything. Great job today. Thank you for joining us. So, again, we're excited about this partnership. Can't wait to get started and continued success for sure.
Look forward to it. Thank you so much for having us.
Start of a beautiful relationship, Stephen.
Well, normally we ask how they get a hold of them, but I guess they see the signs. They go to find the closest Regions branch.
Do.
Yeah.
Please do.
And walk in and say, I heard it on Business RadioX.
Yeah, please do that. And look, commercial-wise, you can do the same thing. I mean, if you're running a manufacturing company or whatever and you have some commercial, just go see Kathy or Kimberly or some of those branch managers. They know how to get us.
Yeah, commercial-wise, you guys are expanding your presence in Gwinnett as well.
Yeah, we're adding bankers. And by the way, I'd be remiss if I didn't say we're looking to add more. It's a great market for business and commercial opportunities for us. We'll talk about that more.
Is that still unofficial or is that official?
That's official.
Oh, wow.
That's official.
We got something official out of the interview. I'm very excited about that.
JD Mealor with North Georgia Market Executive with Regions Bank, and the website is regions.com. I love that too. It's just a nice, easy website. Some places the websites are crazy.
Yeah, very good.
So regions.com. Our thanks to JD for joining us.
Mike, I have an official announcement that I need to make on the show, since we're really designating what's official and unofficial. Did you know that officially love is what makes a Subaru a Subaru? Enjoy big savings and a hassle-free experience at Subaru of Gwinnett, where people sell cars. Visit SubaruofGwinnett.com and join their family today, or come in and see the difference. If you're officially already a Subaruist, then check out their Facebook page for the latest news, offers, and community events.
Man, we're just driving that joke into the ground, aren't we?
It's what I do. That's my gimmick. I'm the slightly annoying host. I find something funny, and then I make it to where people get uncomfortable with it.
Luke Jeraci is the satellite division leader with US Health, and he's probably sitting there thinking, what have I gotten myself into? Luke, welcome to the program.
Thank you. No, that was awesome. JD, honestly, man, you might have just switched me over, and Chase has been great to me, but that was
time to go to
super
Regions.
impressive.
Come on. Yeah.
And I'm big on the community service. I want to talk to you about some of the stuff you guys do, and maybe we can help out some of that. But I've been involved with like Hope on Soap and stuff like that in Atlanta. So I'd like to talk to you after.
Yeah,
this
let's
about
do
some
that,
of
man.
I'm all about that, man.
Come on.
Well, you're one of several in this room that are transferring over to Regions.
You might just won me over with that.
Yeah, exactly. JD did a great job. But why don't you do a great job now and tell us all about U.S. Health and why we need to consider U.S. Health as our healthcare provider?
Well, essentially what would be is, before I would say that you should consider us for a provider, what I would want to do is, or I would have my agents do, the way I train it, is similar to the way JD says you don't call on the first call. What we do is, it's not that, or you don't sell on the first call. We want to figure out what your needs are. Right. So health insurance, I know I said it before, is health insurance can be very confusing. So what I would want to do is set up a time, 5 minutes or something like that. I can figure out what your needs are and if I'm your best option. And if we are, I guarantee we save you, honestly, like 20 to 50%, if not more, depending on what you have. And we probably get you a better plan with a bigger network.
Well, talking about creating that relationship first and not selling right away, because when it comes to healthcare, you said it's very confusing. You have to trust the agent you're working with, because we're kind of going into this blind. It changes every day. The rules and the laws change every single day practically. We feel lost sometimes, and we need your guidance.
So not only do the laws and the legislations change, but also what kills us is there'll be a million robo-dialers, or there's all these people selling like these BS plans, right? Or these short-term or limited liabilities, or plans that aren't going to cover you. We give you a guaranteed insurability if we're able to get you on our plan. We have plans that last. You can take plans till Medicare, no matter what happens. One of my friend's sisters, actually, true story, broke her back. In 2017, I was in South Florida. There was a hurricane, and she fell out of a window. It was a crazy story. Anyway, my friend's mom ended up working for me after that. I don't want to say working for me, but working with me after that. She was so impressed with the way the plan works. So I just kind of went off on a tangent there. But
I want to hear that story one day.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, can you repeat your question?
So let me ask it a different way. So you talked about you don't sell on the first call, and that you're going to walk somebody through and kind of find out what their needs are. So what are some of the ideal clients that when you hear this need or that need or this story or that story, you go, all right, we're a perfect fit for you?
All right, so the main ones are going to be self-employed, 1099, independent contractors. Somebody has to pay for their own insurance. It's not having the employer pick up the coverage. Right, so our biggest clients tend to be doctors, lawyers, truckers, people in that network. Or if you have an expensive employer plan, when you put your family on, oftentimes the employer has to pay 50% or more for the employee, or for the actual employee. Then when they put the rest of the family on, then it gets super expensive. So the way I train my agents is, you don't sell to everybody on that. You keep the employee on the employer plan, and you help the rest of the family get that option, and you can end up saving a significant amount of money. Then they both have quality plans.
One of the things that I think is also happening, and so one of the interesting things about the industry you're in, health insurance, is it's gone through so many changes in the last 5-10 years. What it used to be, it's so different now, and I think it's confusing. Right, I mean that's
probably the easiest
one,
way to put
right?
it. Yeah.
So for those people who've we're recording this during open enrollment, and so this is top of mind of everybody right now.
Absolutely.
At this point of the year, at the end of the year. So let me just ask a couple of just kind of rapid fire stuff. So This is ACA compliant health insurance.
This is a private option.
Okay, good.
So the way that this works is we are essentially the private long-term alternative to the Obamacare. There's nothing wrong with Obamacare.
No, nothing at all.
It's just it can be super expensive if you don't get a financial assistance or tax subsidy. Then it gets crazy numbers.
Okay, and so that is a private option. It is health insurance where you would have a card that you can show to a doctor. Is it based on the deductible system, or is it based on more of what's the other way I've heard it said?
So there's essentially a couple different options. Our most popular plan is a combination. It's a hybrid where we essentially like loopholed the ACA. So what we did is we took a plan that honestly I would tell people not to necessarily get by itself, like a limited liability or indemnity.
That's
the problem with that. There you go. Trust me, no, a lot of people in insurance don't even know that term. All right, so we took that, but what we did is we put a guaranteed insurability with a catastrophic rider behind it. So God forbid stuff hits the fan, something happens, then you have a max out of pocket. The key is the way I sell and the way I believe insurance. You don't get anything without a max out of pocket. You don't buy insurance for a doctor visit. You buy it in case the sky falls. You get a cancer. You get somewhere you're going to go bankrupt. You don't want to lose your house because you got sick. Right. So we have those, and then we also have a traditional deductible plan, and that one.
So that's how you can help anybody because
exactly. So I want to figure out the needs.
And you're beginning to speak, and for those of us and for those people listening to this, some people especially who have had to kind of navigate the self-employed insurability market. One of the things that I think has happened, and I don't hear a lot of people talk about this, I think we're being forced to become better consumers of how we consume healthcare.
Yeah.
One of the things that ACA did is they wanted to cover everything. Well, then that drives up the cost. Big shock, right? Economics 101, and we were all surprised by it. But like you said, if I can cover the doctor's visits out of pocket, and then I just make sure I'm covering...
We'll help with the doctor visits too. I'm just saying we cover the big stuff too. So like usually where an indemnity or the way somebody might sell some of the short-term or limited liability plans is they only focus on the doctor visit because that's what the consumer usually asks.
Right.
What we have is we have that guaranteed insurability with the catastrophic rider behind it. So we give you both.
Okay. So you got that's because the big thing that causes everybody the problem with health insurance or health care is when the big stuff happens. And that's where that's the most important thing. But if you can also help with the day-to-day costs of doctor visits,
exactly,
and all those different specialist visits and all that takes up a lot of our time, that's important too. So let me ask this. You talked about self-insured. Do you handle groups as well? If I'm a small business owner, I've got 10 employees, are there group situations that you guys would be able to help as well?
Not in the traditional way that a group would work.
I love it.
However, actually, I'm helping 2 law firms probably later today. The difference is because we are private, we still individually underwrite everybody.
Okay.
The way a group works and the advantage to a group is everybody's put in together. So there's no necessarily underwriting. It's just based off the group. Now, that gets super expensive, especially with some of these law firms when there's only like 5 or 10 employees. So if it's a smaller group, we could do it.
You can do it individually. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. You can do it individually and still save them money.
Exactly. So I do that on occasion, but let's say it's like JD with Regions where they're going to have God knows how many employees. I'm not going to be cost effective. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But for the small businesses, literally helping a couple law firms later today.
We're speaking with Luke Jeraci with US Health. For those that would like to know a little bit more about US Health, as far as how big is this company? Is this a small fly-by-night company? You guys are pretty large.
Yeah, and we keep growing. Actually, right now, I don't know the exact number that we're going to finish at, but we hit our goal, which was $1.15 billion. We hit that the previous week. My anticipation is we're going to finish around 1.3, 1.33, maybe 1.34, off of my mental calculations on the way we're going. And what's really cool is actually, I believe it was 2019, or if it was in our previous 10 years, we grew by over 5,000%. That's better than Netflix's best 10 years. So we have literally just blown up.
Wow.
And honestly, that comes from the leadership way above me. Troy McQuaig, man, this guy, he's a go-getter, and he just makes it happen. People just follow him around.
Different pay scale up there.
Yeah, he's incredible.
Well, even though we are uber local here, we also have a nationwide, literally a worldwide reach here. As far as U.S. Health, I mean, are you licensed in every state, or are you?
We're in 32 states, but we have nationally recognized PPOs. So most states we use United Healthcare's Choice Plus PPO, which is their best one.
Yeah.
Right. So let's say you get a plan here in Georgia. A lot of the states are a little more Obamacare friendly or ACA friendly. Don't necessarily want us there because, again, we're their main competition. So let's say you go to New York, where I'm from. I was just there for Thanksgiving. If I would have got sick or got hurt playing like Thanksgiving football with my boys, I can use it anywhere, right? I can use it anywhere. So as long as you're within one of the 32 states, which is the Southeast, it sounds like more
right
where people are going to be hearing this,
mm-hmm.
All the way to the Midwest. As far west as we go is Nevada and Arizona. We essentially go as far north as Pennsylvania.
And people can go to the website and see where those states are and everything.
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll give that website at the end of this interview. I want to ask you the same question we asked JD. Of course, it's been crazy times. 2020 is unlike any other year that we've experienced, but we always want to talk about success stories. And can you share a success story that you have with perhaps one of your clients?
Yeah. So I talked about my friend's sister, but what I'll talk about is actually 2017. It was a really cool story for me is I had been speaking with this client in Illinois for maybe 3 months, and she kept saying she wasn't sure if she had the finances and had to check things, and she wasn't sure. So, the last call we had together, and I was like, hey, honestly, if you think you're going to get insurance, like, I'm not trying to scare you, but it's Murphy's Law. You might, if you actually do have the funds, like, I can't negotiate this, like, the way, this is what it is, this is what I won't take off, this is how it's going to work. She ended up going with it, and 3 weeks later, she sent me a thank you card. She got diagnosed with cancer.
Wow.
Not that like you want to hear that last part,
Right.
But because she just got insurance and now she's covered, she's not going bankrupt. And her boyfriend, that was a dentist, ended up getting a plan.
You just changed her life.
And then one last year, this same week. So the problem with the ACA, not the problem with the ACA, but if people alter what they say they're going to make and they take a big subsidy, that's where they get the insurance for way less. What happens is the IRS is like, cool, take that up front. And then they'll whack you at the end of the year times 12. So I spoke to this small business owner in Wyoming last year. And somebody from Blue Cross told her to do that. So she got I don't know if I can say a company's name. But anyway, somebody from a different company had told her to do that. And she did that. And then at the end of the year, she got a $24,000 fine. So I was speaking to her on the phone. She was crying. I helped her out. Ended up selling her a plan, saved her $2,000 a month. And then I got, mind you, she was in a town, she told me, of 4 people. I ended up selling 8 plans in Wyoming. Within 2 days, she shouted me out on her Facebook and was like, this guy helped me out so much and walked me through everything. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because I had just started this office in Georgia. So they all got to watch me do the right thing and then get rewarded for it. And then that's literally how we do it here.
Well, lastly, Luke, as we start wrapping things up, I'm going to assume that's what motivates you and that's what motivates your team. It's not the numbers. We got to get to this goal. It's what you just said.
It's honestly the bigger picture.
Yeah.
The numbers come when you do it the right way. So I'm kind of, you see me wearing these stones. I'm kind of a hippie-ish aspect as far as you go in the corporate world.
You don't look like the typical healthcare person.
It is what it is, right? But that's allowed me to get where I am. I used to be a high school history teacher.
You are who you are. You're authentic.
So every Monday we do book reviews. I ask everybody to get in an exercise program, and we do at least one community service program a month. So what happens is, my belief is, as the agent is growing, their business will follow, right? So that's been our big thing, is when you do the right thing, you don't ever get burnt out because you feel good about it, right? So then you can end up working more. I don't even ask them. I don't give them hours. They come in when they want. They leave when they want. We probably outwork everybody else. Having fun. I bought a chain net for like the basketball hoop by there. So we go and we like play these other people in like basketball, right? And then we go back to the phones, and then everybody comes and goes. But my genuine belief is, if you do the right thing, no matter what you do, there's unintended consequences, right? So if you do bad, usually something catches up. If you do good, usually something catches up. So
Steven's heard me say this. Amanda's heard me say this plenty of times. We just take care of people and just do the right thing. Things will work out. I mean, look at our. We announced today.
I've never heard you say that.
Yeah, you have. We unofficially announcing, Regions Bank being a partner, and JD. I never called JD up and said, JD, I want you to do a podcast and be a part of it. I mean, JD just reached out to us. We already kind of had a little bit of a relationship through the chamber and things like that, and that's how you grow a business. So you're doing it the right way, Luke, and it's obviously paying dividends. And congratulations on growing the the Atlanta office and continued success. For those that would like to find out more, where can they get some information?
Honestly, I'm not even. My website would be USH agent agent.com/Luke LUKE Jeraci. That's J as Jack, E as elephant, R as rabbit, A is apple, C is cat, I is igloo. That would be my personal website. And then if anybody wants my cell phone, I make a million calls. Everybody has it anyways. 315. Again, I'm originally from Syracuse. My family would kill me if I ever got rid of the 315. 315-382-4496. Shout me a holler, whatever, man. Shoot me a text, whatever it is. I'll do my best to walk you and your family through. And even if I don't sell you a plan, I'll show you what might be best for you.
And great. And on Business Radio X, where this podcast is going to be placed, there'll be a link to that website, the Luke's personal website there for his for U.S. Health. So Luke Jeraci, Satellite Division Leader with U.S. Health, thank you so much for joining us.
Do you mind if I throw one more thing out there? Kind of like JD, I'm always in the business looking for more talent. So guys, if you're hearing this and you are looking for a career possibility, hopefully I could help you find yourself and change your life.
Is that an official announcement?
That's an official announcement.
See, I just keep going.
Well,
I just keep going.
It's officially maybe an unofficial.
That's
official
unofficially they could
Right.
start a great career. Officially, they'll have a good time and they'll do the right thing, and then officially they'll be good up. Hang on, JD wants to add one other thing.
Cue the music.
Cue the music. Let's just cue the music.
Yep. So, Luke, again, thank you so much for joining us. JD, great to see you. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be seeing you. You'll kind of become a familiar face around here now.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. We can't wait to have you. All right. I want to thank our listeners. I want to thank Amanda for producing. Also, I want to remind you to follow us on social media at Gwinnett Radio X. We're on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We're all over the place. Also, if you want to hear the show again,
What are you doing?
I have no idea. I'm all flustered right now.
So I got you. So the unofficial, you're officially unofficially flustered. The other thing that we got you on is I said I never heard you say that. I will tell you what I have heard you say many times. It's that if you enjoy what you do and you enjoy the passion of what you do, you don't work a day in your life, and good things happen.
Yeah.
So you get to keep working. That's what I've heard you say.
Yes. Well, I did say it.
So get unflustered.
Yes.
And let's officially close this show.
Hey, if you want to listen to any of our previous episodes, 8 years worth, go to businessradiox.com, select the Gwinnett Studio, and click on Gwinnett Business Radio. We are also on iTunes, iHeartRadio, all over the place. So
Spotify.
This has been Gwinnett Business Radio, brought to you by
Regions Bank
on Business Radio X.